Hi, I think a lot of people are exhausted around food, not just physically exhausted, but mentally exhausted. They're constantly wondering what should they eat? I've been there. What they shouldn't eat, also been there, especially those of you who are like wondering, should I do AIP? I did AIP, it didn't work for me. What's inflammatory? You hear I should eat an anti-inflammatory diet. What does that mean? What does that look like? Is it right for me? What is quote unquote good? What is quote unquote bad? I hate those terms, good and bad. And after a while, food starts feeling nourishing. It's just really stressful. We're all stressed out. We want to know when to eat, how often we should eat, what it should look like, how we should prepare it, things like that. So, I want to talk about the simplest way to begin healing your relationship around food to help you feel safe and nourished to support your body, especially for all of those of us who have been dealing with autoimmune conditions. We don't have to be perfect. We've been struggling to be perfect all of our lives. Let's just get to where we are stable and feel good about the foods that we eat. Before I jump in, I want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, or prescribe. Always work with your healthcare provider regarding your personal health concerns. So, a lot of people have spent years jumping between food rules. The doctor I work for calls it food religions. I love that because people really get heated about religion, politics, and food. Elimination plans, right? How many of us have heard about different elimination plans? Isn't elimination right for you? It might be, but maybe that's not what you need right now. Restrictive protocols. Number one, I don't like protocols because we are all unique and we don't always, a protocol that's right for this person's not necessarily right for you. And we have been trying to eat perfectly, eat all the perfect things that our body needs. Honestly, this creates nervous system stress, which prevents you from digesting and absorbing the foods and not getting what you need to fuel your body for a healthy, strong brain, longevity, to reduce wrinkles, and to help you feeling strong and healthy. Every meal starts to feel like we're putting too much pressure on it. There's fear, there's decision fatigue, and what we really need is support. So your nervous system pays attention to how safe and stable your body feels. One of the fastest ways to create instability is to constantly restrict. I have clients who they need to eat low FODMAP. They can't have any oxalates. They're afraid of lectins. They're afraid of anti-nutrients. They're afraid of X. They're afraid of Y, right? And so we can't be afraid of all of our food. We can't be constantly restricting. And we can't be chronically under eating. When we keep eliminating those foods, we may be under eating calorie wise, which is also a danger. We may also be under eating mineral wise, fiber wise, amino acid wise, and it leads to constant stress. Not only because our brain is constantly thinking about the foods and what we should and should not eat, but the stress on our body. When we are not eating enough nutrients, enough calories, and enough minerals and things our body needs, that adds stress to the body. The body starts to get desperate. Hey, we're not getting our needs met. I'm stressed out. What's going to happen? And that leads to inconsistency, instability, and disease in the body. And we don't want that. Our blood sugar starts to struggle because it's your high stress leads to inflammation. Our receptors start getting clogged. That leads to insulin resistance. And it's a vicious cycle. We don't want that to happen. Do we have to be perfect? No. But do we need to calm the body? Are there things we can do to make sure that our body feels safe so we absorb nutrients better? Yes. So let's look at this a little bit differently. Instead of asking, what do I need to cut out? What do I need to eliminate? What we need to be asking is, what would help my body feel supported today, right now? Just think, what have I already had to eat today? Have I had anything to eat? Did I drink my water? I keep in my group coaching, it's a drinking game. Anytime someone says hydration or water, we all have to drink. That's the kind of drinking game we need. So, first of all, how well did I sleep last night? Because if I didn't sleep well, I'm going to have more carb cravings today. Did I hydrate my body? Because I just had a dry fast all night long. Unless you were drinking throughout the night, You should be rehydrating your body, flushing your kidneys first thing in the morning. Did you do that? And have you been sipping on water throughout the day? How did you start today? Have you even had a first meal today? That first meal needs to be mineral rich. It also needs to include all those balanced foods that we've been talking about on our previous videos. So first reflect, what have I already had today? Where can I fill in some gaps to make sure my body is nourished at my next meal? And just focus on that right now. We want supportive meals that are balanced with fiber, with amino acids, that protein word, healthy fats, nuts, seeds, avocado, and enough nutrition to sustain us throughout the day, enough calories to sustain us throughout the day as well. We need to at least meet our basic needs of vitamins, minerals, and calories. And then if we're under chronic stress, extra magnesium, extra vitamin C, maybe some other minerals, maybe some additional calories, maybe some other vitamins. And then if I'm working out today, if I'm lifting weights, if I'm doing other vigorous activities, I need to increase those needs as well. I don't want to graze all day because I know my body does best, and yours probably does too, unless you need to gain weight, if I have those nice breaks throughout the day. So for me and anyone that is chronically under stress, I recommend breakfast within 1 to 2 hours of waking, a nutrient dense breakfast. Nutrient dense, lots of minerals and vitamins and amino acids and fiber, phytonutrients. Eat that. It should hold you until 12, 1 o'clock, till your lunchtime. There's no grazing in between. There's no blood sugar drops that make you think you need a banana or something around 10 o'clock. And then you eat your nice, filling, nutrient dense lunch. And then you feel satiated. You don't need that 3 o'clock snack. You're able to wait till 4 or 5, 6 o'clock to eat a nourishing dinner. Your energy stays stable that whole time. Your blood sugar stays stable that whole time. And you never really feel like you've got to go grab something right away. You may feel some hunger, but it's not that you need to go grab something. You shouldn't be hangry. You shouldn't be shaky between your meals. If you are, we need to nourish your body, help with your nervous system, and go back and go deeper into our level. But if you are feeling those things, just know, hey, there's something else we need to dig into. So we need to make it look real. That could look like, people call it a Nourish Bowl, a Poke Bowl, a Buddha Bowl. I have on my website, holisticgen.com, I have a couple of articles, several articles actually. If you just type in bowl, different templates on how to create nutrient dense meals centered around like you have at a Chipotle, or those nice bowl restaurants that I've found in various cities as I've traveled around the world, where you can go in and you just get a base of, maybe it's brown rice if you tolerate brown rice. I don't, but I will put greens or cauliflower rice or something, and then different colored fruits and vegetables, whatever the protein choice is. For me, it's going to be tofu or legumes, something that is for me. With celiac, I can't have any gluten, I can't have any corn. Maybe you can have quinoa or millet or something like that. Putting those on there, cooked vegetables, and then some healthy fats, nuts, seeds, avocado, and you have a nice nourishing meal. You can make those at home. You can build that in your refrigerator. Have your own little salad bar in the fridge. I love to do that. Chop up some peppers and carrots and cucumbers, different things, having sugar snap peas, just have them washed ready, carrots in the fridge so that I can just grab my lettuces, throw on some leftovers from last night, grab my homemade salad dressing and homemade chopped vegetables. Homemade. I didn't make those vegetables. I chopped them, put them on my salad, and add on some nuts and seeds or some avocado, and there we go. I have a nice, nourishing, healthy meal that meets all my requirements of fiber, amino acids, and a healthy fat. So I think it's really important too that we pay attention to the emotional side of eating, especially if you have autoimmune symptoms, rashes. For me, it was usually heavy legs and or a rash. I'm swelling under the eyes, swelling in the neck. Like I said, mine's usually heavy legs. Maybe it's numb tingling in the fingers and the toes. Maybe it's vertigo. Maybe it's eczema. Maybe it's fatigue, inflammation somewhere in the body. We need to pay attention when our body feels stressed, and we need to teach our body to feel grounded first, come into the moment, Slow your breath. Say a blessing, pause, breathe. Exhaling slower than the inhale. And then look at your meal. Look at the beautiful colors. Number two rule, always eat the rainbow. The beautiful colors in this meal, the different textures and flavors, and let your body feel grounded and steady. And then you eat. Looking at the food, thinking about the food, the digestive juices start flowing in your mouth. That helps to break down those nutrients and helps with absorption later. That is so important for our body. So I want this to be doable. I want you to no longer need to watch my videos because you are feeling nourished. You're able to make it between your meals and you feel nice and supported and grounded, and your blood work shows it to you. Don't try to change everything overnight. Start with breakfast. Is my breakfast stable? Is it holding me till lunch? Or am I needing a snack? Do I need to make a tweak here? Then go to lunch. Is my lunch nice and balanced? Does it have different colors and textures and meet all the different flavor profiles? Does it hold me until I get to dinner, or do I need a snack in between? Maybe I need to up something in that lunch to hold me and keep me steadier. If you take one thing from this, it's that food should help your body feel safe and supported. I don't want you to be stressed and confused about your meals. This is the direction I am moving more deeply into. I want to help people simplify how they make their meals. I want them to understand their body and the cravings that they're having. I want them to create meals that support how they want to feel. No cravings, stable, high energy, positive, energetic. No more fear, no more worrying about different rules, low oxalate, low lectin, blah, blah, blah. I want it to be productive. I want it to be supportive. I want it to be simple. And I want to give you more examples of meals like this. You can go to holisticgen.com. That's my website. I share recipes. I share templates on how to make meals much easier for you. If this video helped you breathe a little easier around food, share it with someone that may need that reminder too. And you know I'd love to hear from you. So if you have resources you'd like to share, you want to comment, you don't agree with something I said, maybe you also want to avoid lectins and follow FODMAPs and not eat oxalates and all that. There is a need for that, but it's not permanent. There are some people who do need to eat low FODMAP, but temporarily until things are restored. There are people who need to eat low oxalate, not zero oxalate, low oxalate. And then once they repair mechanisms, can go back to eating those foods. So I don't want you to restrict foods permanently. There are things that we can do to fix that food fear. Anyway, thank you for listening to me today, and I hope that you will join me again next week. I will share with you again next week. Much love.